Hi students, today we'll see RSA algorithm. Before going into the RSA algorithm, we have to see what is cryptography, what is public key cryptography, and how it is related to RSA algorithm. Okay, what is cryptography? The process of converting the plain text to the ciphertext and again back to the plain text at the receiver side is nothing but cryptography. Okay, we have two types of cryptography. One is private key cryptography and the other one is public key cryptography. Okay, what is private key cryptography? Private key cryptography is nothing but if you are going to use the same key for the encryption as well as the decryption process, then it is nothing but private key cryptography. What is public key cryptography? If you are going to use two different keys for the encryption and decryption, then it is nothing but public key cryptography. So the two different keys are nothing but private key and the public key. What is private key? Private key is nothing but the key which is known only to that person. Public key is nothing but the key which is known to all the other person other than the particular person. So there are two keys. One is private key which is known only to the sender and the public key is known to all the receivers. So in public key cryptography we will be using two different keys. If I am going to encrypt the message with my private key and send it to my friend, then he should decrypt the same message with my public key. So this is nothing but public key cryptography. If I want to encrypt the message with his public key, then he has to decrypt the message with his private key only. See, this is same as the door key of our home. If we try to open the lock with a different key, we cannot. See, if we have two different keys for the same lock, we can use that to open the lock. But if you use the different keys, different home's key, it is not possible. So if I'm going to encrypt the message with my private key, it has to be decrypted with my public key only. If I am going to encrypt the message with the receiver's public key, then it has to be decrypted only with the receiver's private key. If you understand this concept, then it will be very easy for you to understand the RSA algorithm. Okay, so we saw what is cryptography, what is private and the public key cryptography. So what is the example of public key cryptography is nothing but the RSA algorithm. So we'll see how this RSA algorithm works and how we are going to generate private key and the public key, and also how we are going to encrypt the message with these private key, encrypt and decrypt the message with these private keys and public keys. So we'll get into the RSA algorithm. Yes, what is RSA? RSA is nothing but the name came from the inventors, that is Rivest, Shamir and Adelman. It was invented in 1977 and it is, as I said, it is one of the most widely used public key algorithms. And the security based on difficulty of factorizing numbers that are the product of two very large prime numbers. Why we have to use RSA algorithm? See, if you take practically, the RSA algorithm is used widely. Why it is used widely is because the security which it is going to give to our encryption and the decryption process and the communication is the most basic reason for using it widely. Since it involves two large prime numbers, it is not so easy to get the message to by the unauthorized person. That is why RSA is used widely. Okay, so now we'll see what are the RSA operations. As I said, first we have to generate the private key and the public key before going for the encryption and the decryption process. As I said, public key cryptography needs two different keys. First we have to generate the private key and the public key. So the first process will be key generation, and once we have generated the two keys called private key and public key, we can go for the encryption of the message. After encryption, we will be sending the message to the receiver, and once the receiver receives the message, what he will do, he has to decrypt the message to convert it into the plain text. So how he will decrypt? If during the encryption private key of the sender is used, he has to decrypt the message with the public key of the sender only. If at all, if the sender is going to use the public key of the receiver, it has to be decrypted with the private key of the receiver only. So these are the operations we have to do now. Next. So this is the algorithm, RSA algorithm. See here, first step is we have to select two large prime numbers, that is P and Q. After selecting the two large prime numbers, we have to do the product of P and Q. N is equal to P and Q. Then next step is we have to calculate phi of n. What is phi of n? Phi of n is equal to P minus 1 into Q minus 1. And the step 2 is choose the encryption key. You have to choose E, that is encryption key, such a way that the GCD of E comma phi of n is equal to 1. What is GCD? Greatest common divisor. The greatest common divisor of E and the phi of n should be equal to 1. No other common divisors should be there between the two numbers other than 1. That is the meaning of GCD of E comma phi of n is equal to 1. So this is, we have to, this E should be selected by us such that E comma phi of n, GCD of E comma phi of n is equal to 1. Next, compute 1 less than D less than phi of n. What is this? We have to again select the value of D such that E into D is equal to 1 mod phi of n. So if you do the product of E and D and calculate the mod operation with phi of n, the remainder should be 1. So you have to select the value of D in such a way that if you multiply with E and divide by phi of n, you have to get the remainder as 1. And one more thing you have to remember while selecting D, it should be, the D value should be greater than 1 and it should be less than phi of n. So now E comma n is the public key. What is E? The encryption key which we have selected, comma n. N is nothing but the product of two values, that is P and Q. These two, the combination of these two components will be public key. And what is private key? D. The D value will be the private key of the sender or the receiver. So this is how we have to calculate the private key and the public key. So the first process called RSA key generation is over with this. Next, RSA encryption and the decryption process. So in our hand we have now private key as well as the public key. Now C is equal to, what is the formula to convert the plain text to the ciphertext? It is nothing but message ciphertext is equal to message power E mod n. What is this E? If I am the sender, I am encrypting my message with my private key. E is nothing but the private key mod n. Since I am using n here, that's why we said private key is nothing but the pair of E comma n. So message power E mod n will be my ciphertext. Then how to decrypt? Decryption is nothing but we have to get the public key of the sender if it is encrypted with the private key of the sender. So what is the public key of the sender? It is nothing but the D. So C power D mod n. What is the C? C is nothing but the ciphertext which we have calculated here. So ciphertext power D mod n. So if the receiver does the decryption process, he will get the plain text back. So this is how the decryption process is done. So I'll explain with you, explain with an example so that you can understand better. So take this example, that is, assume the block size is 6. Yes, the block size is 6 and this is the message. So what we have to do, we have to divide the message into blocks. They have already given in the question that the block size is 6. But here we have like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 bits are there. So we have to convert it into 2 different blocks since it is greater than 6. So I'm going to divide the first block as 0, 1, 0 0 1 1 0 and the second block will be 1 1. Yes, so see, this is the first block and this will be the second block. So the first block I am taking and I am going to encrypt it. Encrypt the first block first. So if I convert this binary value to the decimal, what is the value I have to calculate? So what is the decimal value? It will be 33, I think. So the first block's decimal value is 30. The remaining, see, the remaining is this 2 bits, that is 1 1. So how we can convert it into 6-bit block is by padding it with zeros. So the message is divided into 2 blocks. The first block is this one and the second block is this one. So what is the decimal value of 1 1? It is 3. So first we have to apply 14. We have to take 14 and convert it into the plain text. Then we have to take 3 and we have to convert it into the plain text. So we have to do it individually. Encryption and power for different blocks. Next. Yes. So take this, let n is equal to 33 and p is equal to 3, q is equal to 11. So first, what is the first step according to the RSA algorithm? We said we have to select the 2 random numbers, that is p equal to 3 and q is equal to 11. That should be a prime number. That is also another condition. So 3 and 11 are prime numbers. I am assuming that p should be 3 and q is 11. And if I do what is the next step? I have to calculate n. What is n? N is equal to p into q. So if I multiply 11 into 3, my product is 33. So n is equal to 33. Next, I have to calculate phi of n. What is phi of n? Phi of n is nothing but p minus 1 into q minus 1. What is p minus 1? 3 minus 1 is p minus 1 and q is 11. 11 minus 1 is 10. So 2 into 10 is equal to 20. So phi of n is equal to 20. Next, e is equal to 3. So what we said in the second step of the RSA algorithm, we have to select the e value such that GCD of e comma 20 is equal to 1. So if I select 3 as the e, then the greatest common divisor of 3 comma 20 is equal to 1. So I am going to select 3 as my e value. So now the value of e is 3, which will be acting as a encryption key. Then what is the fourth step? To calculate the d. So what is the condition to calculate the d? If I multiply e, that is 3, with d and divide it by phi of n. What is phi of n? 20. I should get the remainder as 1. If you have to go with the trial and error method. You have to check with all the values and multiply with e and divide with 20. Divide by 20 and check whether you are getting the remainder as 1. So whenever you are getting the remainder as 1, that value should be d value. So when I checked like that, I found that if I multiply 3 with 7, the value will be 21. And if I divide 21 by 20, I'll get the remainder as 1. See, the remainder as 1. So what I'm going to do? I am going to select the value of d as 7 now. So my d value is equal to 7 and e value is equal to 3. See, d value is equal to 7 and e value is equal to 3. So I have generated my private key and the public key. So the first process called key generation is over. And what is the second step? M is equal to 4. What is the second operation? That is encryption operation. So our message is nothing but 14. When we convert the first block into decimal, it is 14. So I am taking the message 14, and the formula to convert the cipher plain text to the cipher text is message power e mod 33. So what is my message? 14. And what is the E value we have calculated? It is 3. That mod 33. What is this 33? N value. N is nothing but P into Q. So if you do this operation, you will get the remainder as 5, which is called as the ciphertext. This will be sent to the receiver. I am the sender and he is the receiver. If I want to send the message 14, why I cannot send the message directly through the communication medium? Because any unauthorized person will access the message and he will disclose or he will use for bad purpose. So in order to avoid that, I am converting the message into the ciphertext. What is the value of the ciphertext? It is 5 and I am sending it through the transmission medium to the receiver. So after receiving, the receiver should convert the ciphertext back to the plain text. What is the process? What is the formula to do that? It is nothing but the M is equal to C power D mod N. Okay. So what is C here? It is 5 power D. What is D here? It is 7 mod 20. So if he does this operation, he will get the value called the same message, that is. So see here, message is equal to C power D mod N. So what is C value? C value is 5. 5 power, what is D value? D is 7 mod 20. If he does this operation, he will get the value as 14, which is the plain text. This is how key generation, encryption and the decryption process is done in the RSA algorithm. Since we are going to use, see for example, I have explained with the two small prime numbers called 3 and 11. But practically they are not going to use such a small prime numbers. They will be using large prime numbers so that it will not be easy for the unauthorized person to guess the prime numbers and calculate the message or guess the message. So this is what this is how the RSA algorithm works. And with this I am ending this session. Thank you. Bye bye.